Hi, Coach. Sarah Davis with Nesson. I asked Bruce Cassidy the same thing. Neither team has scored in the first period. Of course, teams like to get off to good starts. Does it matter to you that your team hasn't scored in the first period at all?
No, it was always about all year. It was always about sticking to what we do, be mentally strong, whether we score or don't score, whether we're trailing or ahead, to make sure that we don't get out of our game plan. If it means that we score, fine. But to me, the game goes on the same way, and we've had a lot of games where we didn't score the first goal, we win, and we had a lot of games that we scored and won. So for us, it doesn't really matter. It's as long as we're the ones that prevail by the end.
Coach, what can you tell us about your lineup tonight?
We have Harper replacing Boro. Boro's day-to-day, but not today. Then we've got the same forwards as last game.
Michaela Vernava, Nesson. Sorry.
Go ahead.
After these first two games, how much does your regular season record against the Bruins play into your confidence going forward in this series?
No, you know what? I've said it before the series started. Every game's a new day, and it's a new story. And even if we won last game, it's back at zero again. And we lost the first one. It was back at zero for the second game after that. So the whole momentum stuff there, I don't believe in that. It's playoffs are not about momentum. They're about urgency. They're about desperation. And when you look at the last two games, both teams in the third period showed a lot of desperation. And the team that was the better team in the third period eventually got the game. So I think for us, it's not about what happened in the past. It's what's happening in the present. And after the second period, we didn't play very well in the second. We opened up the floodgates, and we were trying to forecheck three guys and pinch our D, and we were too eager. And we opened it up, and they got some momentum. They got some 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s and stuff that we don't normally give. So we want to make sure that it's about now. So that's what we did after the second period. We just focused on the moment and not what was happening before or look ahead. And it served us well. So it's since the beginning of the series for me. It's back at zero every period in every game.
Just a follow-up to that, what differences do you see in this Bruins team, though, than they were in the regular season?
I've been asked that question a lot, and to be honest with you, we don't see much difference. It's the same players. So, I mean, if you change 5, 6, 7, 8 players, you make a lot of big trades, and they have a different look, I would say, but it's the same guys. Marchand, Bergeron, or Lethal out there in their way, and Pasternak is a guy you don't want to give a backdoor goal to, and they have the same tendencies as individually as they had before, and also they've been missing some defensemen, so it's hard to tell you this is different than before. But for me, they have the same look as before, and they were good before, and they're good now.
Guy, was Erik Karlsson just maintenance this morning? And what words could you use to describe Ben Harper's short stint with you?
Well, at first, Erik, we just bought him off, and he never really needs to practice, to be honest with you. So we've done that during the year also when he was in perfect health. So it's certainly not an issue there. And Ben's really developed. I think he was named yesterday MVP of his team in the American League. And since Christmas, that's all I hear about, how good he is and how ready he is. He was always a very smart, poised player with the puck. He's 6'6" or 6'7". He's very good with his stick defensively, and what he's done over the last year and more is develop the aggressiveness in his game, which he has now. So he's really become a complete player that's ready, and we saw it in the stretch at the end where we had three of our top 4 defensemen injured. He came in major pressure games and logged 20 minutes for us and played unbelievable. So he's really part of the poise on the breakouts and on the transition and be able to read well defensively and be in the right places and challenge the opponent with the length of his stick and being aggressive. So he was looking really, really good. So for us, Clayson played well the last game he played, but we want to keep as many guys fresh and ready to go, and that's the reason why Ben is in today. Yes.
Yeah, you just talked about Harper a lot and what he's done in the poise The same on the other side with some young defensemen on that side. What do you think about young guys coming in? It's the spotlight can't be any bigger. Is it a
It's the new trend. It's been like that for a few years, and people say that teams got to have young players because of the cap and all that. But the reality is, the young players are more ready than they ever were before. They come in so in shape now. They've had personal trainers since they were before they were 10 years old and so on. And that's why the speed of the game has increased so much. First of all, the rules have changed, but also the players that have been coming up, the smaller guys with speed, the machine generation, I called them, and I was lucky enough to coach Stamkos and Crosby and those guys, and Tavares I've had also. And those guys have really pushed us into a new era. And you see the McDavids now and those guys. It's just they're so fast, so in shape. Their fast twitch muscles have been developed so well that they come in and whatever they haven't learned mentally, they're so ahead physically that you got to put them on the ice, and they're able to follow the pace. And I think coming into the NHL, whether it's late during the year or early, as to the capacity to adapt to the fast pace and the fast thinking, and those guys have that. So that's what's happening.
Just one more, if I can follow up. Krejci looks like he may be back. Does that change anything from your perspective?
He was there all year when we played him, so for us, the approach doesn't change. We're not focusing on their particular player and have a plan around that guy and a plan for that guy, and we have a plan for ourselves, and we stuck to it all year. Do we make some adjustments? Yes. Power play, PK, 5-on-5. We'll make sure that we follow their adjustments. But it's not about one guy here and one guy there. We know who they are. We've got to be aware of their strengths when they're on the ice. But it's about what we do, and we need to be consistent in what we do.